for a living.
That's what I said.
Travel.
And perform. Hey, everybody.
That's what we do. We all flip it.
The last year how your day was live.
I just want y'all to get into how cute I look on this new camera.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Shonda, you're beaming today, darling. And that you got your Oprah wig on, honey.
New equipment, Oprah wig, plaques in the back. I mean, I see
you. See her? You see her?
Yes. I have one light today. Usually I have on 3 lights. So I have one light.
She has a new accent.
That 22 technology.
I'm acting brand new today.
Let them know, Shonda. Let them know.
I'm acting brand new today, honey. She is new
I told
today.
her she looks like her mom. She's beautiful today. You see that clarity.
Will I be ugly every other day or something?
No.
Hey,
why do we have to go there?
I want a clarification. That's all.
You just look bright because you got a new technology, so we can all see you.
And I have a Samsung Pro something 360 something.
Oh.
That was not an ad, clearly. The Samsung would be upset.
I can't even see what the thing say, Trey. I know it's a Samsung. I just know that.
Product placement. Thank you, Sean.
The brand.
Sounded like she's about to deliver a sermon and then break into song.
The brand at this point, the brand don't matter as much as the year. You know, you can have Fisher Price 2022.
Y'all, we're starting off crazy. That's how we do. It's Monday, y'all. I just want to know. It's time for the weekend check-in. Weekend check-in. Shonda, what did you do this weekend?
Now, you know you can't ask me that. I don't even remember. I went to the beach today. So this I didn't have time to change my wig for the show. So she went to the beach today. Me and her went to the beach with her husband. And we had a great day. We went out to lunch. What did I do yesterday? I don't remember. I promise you I ain't being funny. I think I just stayed home.
You went to church.
I stayed home yesterday and did Elijah's hair. He had school today. School started today. So I did his hair yesterday. Saturday, I don't know. I had to go to scrimmage and laptop shopping.
Okay, thank you. Oh, new equipment. We see it. Cindy, how was your weekend?
My weekend was jam-packed, y'all. We flew from New York to Los Angeles for one day and then headed to Vegas. And we spent a couple days in Vegas because Butterfly Black had a show in Vegas. We got to see John Legend in his residency. We got to see Silk Sonic in their residency in their last week. So John Legend and Silk Sonic both had last weeks of residency. So we had to stop everything and check it all out. And then yesterday in LA on Venice Beach, Butterfly Black had their first show in LA, and it was awesome. It was a free show outside. We had so many people listening to our music. A lot of it hadn't been recorded yet, and they were jumping up, they were dancing, they were so engaged with the music, and they have never heard it before.
Yes, and it's such a vibe.
Yes, so we jam-packed an hour and a half of a show of all original music. And we got some really positive, strong feedback. We feel so good about it. We got one more show in Washington, D.C., August 28th at Songbird. So come and check out Butterfly Black. Woo!
Yes. Ryan, what did you do this weekend?
I kissed my summer goodbye. It was a farewell, sayonara. Summer is over officially. It's a wrap. It was a great summer.
I was like, wait.
Yeah. it's a wrap, man. Fall is here. It's grind season now, and from fall to like next May, we got a little Christmas break, but it's a different mindset, bro. I had to get the most I could get out of my summer, and so this weekend was kind of like a microcosm of, well, not a microcosm, but it was a representative of one last shebang of just try to get it in, relax, get some things done, not worry too much about the fall. There was some prep, but that was it, man. It was a good weekend though.
Awesome.
And you?
As a just fun filled and just busy and loaded.
Well, traveling, right? You did a little
yes,
traveling?
The family, we took a family vacation to go to Universal Studios. Our baby boy turned 10 years old this week.
Baby anymore.
And we literally did from Volcano Bay to Universal Studios to Islands of Adventure, just nonstop.
How was the crowd, TK? Was it busy? Was it packed? Was it still ridiculous? Like before school starts, packed kind of?
It was still packed and hot. Can I say hot again? Hot. It was packed, but I did find out during COVID, like he really wanted to go to Disney Magic Kingdom, but I guess I waited too late, which was like a week before I found out you had to pre-register and buy your tickets ahead of time. And they have a capacity now cutoff since COVID. So we weren't able to go to Magic Kingdom, but Universal Studios, it was packed.
And back to normal. Epcot's doing the same thing. I'm thinking about doing Epcot for the food festival. I'm wondering if they do the same thing.
I would just say book it early.
Yeah.
And Cindy's saying yes. Is that?
Yes, they do. You need to book it early, do the food festival, because Epcot is it's taken up by the water.
Mm-hmm.
So you really, it's got a super capacity. So I would do it because a lot of people who are season subscribers, they go on a regular. So they have that app and they just book their reservation to go to the park during a certain time. So
they're still doing
you go to My Disney Experience, the app.
Disney's still doing a cap. They are still doing a cap.
Disney World and Disneyland are still doing caps. Yes.
And Epcot probably too, because that's part of Disney, no?
Disney World and Disneyland are doing a cap.
Not Epcot.
Disney World and Disneyland, Epcot is a part of Disney World.
That's what I just said. You talking about the parks when you say Disney World and Disneyland.
Disney World is in Orlando. Disneyland is in California.
But they separate parks from Epcot.
Where am I?
They're all a part of Epcot.
Disney World consists of Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and the Animal Kingdom. So that's Disney World.
Oh, you doing the?
So yes, Ryan. Yes.
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 Well, guys, we have a
mercy.
Because you can go to Disney. There's a park, Disney. You can go to a separate park. Yes. Yes.
Disney World is a culmination of the 4 parks.
Yes. Say yes. You can go to a Disney park.
And Epcot is a Disney park.
There's a park called Disney World.
No.
The 4 parks are
Magic
Disney
Kingdom?
World. Carajo, escucha, coño.
The Magic Kingdom? What are we talking about here?
Okay, we're gonna have a post conversation to break down the world and what's within the world later.
There's no Disney.
Ryan knows not to try me on today.
There must be a misunderstanding. I'm not
about to say, Ryan, not today.
Today is not today, Ryan.
The threshold is already up here.
I'm thinking I'm crazy. So there's not a Disney park that's just called Disney. You can go to in Orlando?
No.
Really? They got rid of it.
Y'all see what Mama Gloria said? Yes, Mama Gloria.
Yes,
I went to Disney growing up. What's going on?
Speaking of audience, where are you guys? We want to jump right into it. Mastering communication courses. Absolutely. We want to jump right into it. We want to know where you're coming from. Let us know where you're reporting from, city and state or country. Where's Una tonight? But guys, we're going to get right into it because we have a full show for you tonight. Topic number 1. Let's see. Well, first, let's just check in with our audience. Come on. Oh, look who's here, Ryan. It's Nicole Moody. She said, hey,
where
y'all.
You been? Supposed to be on comment for 3 months.
Missed you.
You know, there is Lynette, Dr. Shonda. Everybody say hi to Lynette. She's reporting in from Florida. Katrina Pratt. That's my cousin. Hey, Pratt. And look at Nicole wants to say hi to Ryan as if he's the only one on the show. Hey, bestie. And of course, there's Diane. Thank you, everybody. And Mama Gloria, you're always right there. We appreciate you. Appreciate you. So let's go right into the first topic tonight. Topic number 1. Here we go. Let's take a look. Age appropriation. Just think about it, audience and co-host. What does that mean to you? So, what is appropriate at certain ages? So, are we expected to dress, act, and speak according to our age? And so, just to answer that question, guys, do you think age matters in how we dress? Should we stay in our lane with certain outfits, I guess, is what I should say. Is there a rule to this? I'm going to keep on. Cindy, just because how you're looking, I'm going to go to you first. Does it matter our age and how we dress?
Dang, is it because of my face?
Uh-huh. I saw your face. I did.
Oh, because I was like, the way I'm looking is like a 5th grader. So definitely, I'm definitely in like some Oshkosh bagosh.
Yeah. Does age matter?
You know, I don't know if age matters more so than body matters.
Oh, why?
You know,
why do you
if you feel like your body can be appropriate for the outfit that you're wearing, it ain't gonna hurt me none.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there are some 60-year-old women who are wearing a midriff and a crop top. And I say, more power to you if they have children and their children are grown, and more power to you.
So it'll be okay
You
if
worked
your
hard for that body.
It'll be okay if your grandma and your nanny had on Daisy Duke shorts.
My grandma did have on Daisy Dukes.
Really?
And my mom does wear mini dresses, and yes, as long as your body can sustain it, why not? Now, it depends on, you know, because it's part of fashion. If it's appropriate in a setting, then you want to go with the particular setting. We're not going to go to a gala and then, you know, wear Daisy Dukes and booty, you know, and crop top. But if she's got something on that makes her feel, you know, elegant or sexy or both, go for it, because we don't have we can't hold on to this body when we die.
So
or if we get sick.
So I'm gonna say I have a specific question for you, Ryan. But audience, I want to know from you too. Do you think age matters in how we dress? Should we mature over time and change how we dress? Dr. Shonda, what is the difference of being what's appropriate and what's not appropriate then? Or is there such a thing?
I have been struggling with this question because I really want to say it ain't none of my business what you think you should wear. But I would talk about me. I dress according to, you know, the occasion or the event. Like I was even talking to George today about it. Like if I go to the beach with my kids, I'm not wearing a thong. I mean, I wear a thong bathing suit anyway. But I'm just saying, if I was a thong bathing suit wearer, I would not wear one if I'm out to the beach with my kids, because my kids gonna let you know, Mama, take that off. Don't wear that. Why are you showing your butt? Because they, you know, I wouldn't want to make them feel uncomfortable or know what I want to feel. My kids don't need to see my butt, so I wouldn't. Now, look at Nikki. Now, if I'm out with my husband on vacation somewhere and I was to wear one, then I would wear one. If I felt comfortable in it, then it's appropriate for me. You know what I mean? So that's why I mean, so if it's appropriate for you and you feel comfortable in it, then fine. And it also, as Cindy says, depends on the setting. I wouldn't wear leggings and a crop top shirt on the praise team. But, you know, if I want to wear it somewhere else, I can. So it just depends on what you feel is appropriate. I mean, what you feel is appropriate for your age. And also, again, as what the setting is. If I'm an entertainer, I have to dress a certain way, but if I go around my family, I'll dress a different way. It just depends on, you know, I think.
But you're saying your age does not reflect your change. It's your environment.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Maybe it should. I just don't think it does. I'm not walking around in a muumuu.
Well, then I'm gonna have specific questions for you guys.
Yeah,
that is age appropriate When it's age appropriate. Ryan, when it comes to men, I want to ask you specifically, are you, as from being a boy and becoming a man, do you think you change your clothes, your outfit, the way you carry yourself, the way you talk over time?
Yeah, but I think there you hit on what my answer would have been, which is do more with maturity, not age. So you dressing like a boy, you're dressing like a man. That isn't really an age range thing. That's a maturity thing. And there are boys who could dress like men, more appropriate in a sense from a mature standpoint. And there are men who can dress down and look like what boys wear. Age is the weirdest part. Age is a technical thing. So I think that's where I went when he posed this question to us. I thought about it from a standpoint of, I think it's a maturity spectrum. And it's even a maturity spectrum in terms of, like you all said, where you're wearing it, the place you are in. That's a maturity standpoint where I know, listen, I'm mature enough to know that I don't really belong there, but I can still push this when I'm over there. But I was real quick, just want to say real quick, I Googled, Epcot is still,
you know what?
Separate.
I know
it is still a separate park. Epcot is still a separate park. And then the Magic Kingdom is also a park. But I think when people say they're going to Disney, they're generally referring to the Disney parks, and then they specify where. So for the record, I think me and Cindy are both correct. But that's what I think about age. I think it's more about maturity.
And then he's gonna bring it back. He's gonna bring it.
For those that missed it and came on late, we had a discussion. Look,
she put a cape on. She left.
We had a discussion about.
She did have to catch a flight. She got a lot going on. She did have to catch a flight.
Look at Sarah. Yes, Ryan.
We'll hold it down.
Had a discussion. Well, they had discussion on if Disney World and Disney Parks or Epcot was together or separate. So y'all have to go back and watch it.
Cindy's right. She is correct. Technically, she is absolutely right in what she was saying. It was just a misunderstanding.
My cousin Evelyn said that I think it should always be age appropriate. Hi, cousin Evelyn. Sarah, I promise you, don't she look like Mama Joyce? I swear. Shonda is looking like her mom today. And Ryan, Sarah noticed you still on that. But yes, it's okay. But thank you. All right. What I really want to get into, and the reason why I brought this entire conversation up was a female artist. We all know her as Sierra. She recently came out with a new track, and I want to play for you guys a snippet of her video. Here we go.
I know what you want from me. Get it, get it, get it, get it. You want to have fun with me. Get it, get it, get it, get it. I want to be on a winning team. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Well, baby, you should roll with me. Get it, get it, get it. Ow.
And Shonda in the corner, getting it. Getting it.
I thought it was covered up.
Me too. I thought I was covered up too, Shonda.
So just in case if you guys couldn't zoom in on that, let me just share with you what Sierra has on here. Speaking of a 36-year-old mother and wife, should she, now that you see this picture, and I'm going right to you, Shonda, I'm going to save Cindy for last. A wife, a mother, an artist who girls are looking up to her at 36 years old, should she be wearing this? Was this a good look for her?
That's her job. That's what she does. She's an entertainer.
Oh, really?
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
I have a question for you. You are a dancer, choreographer, entertainer, and you broke it down, bust a move at your wedding. Did you want to bust a move at your wedding in a long dress or that short mini skirt dress? Well, I'm not done with my question.
Go right ahead.
Go on, Shonda.
I got an answer for that. Go right ahead.
Or that short little mini dress you had on that solid insides when you bent over.
You ready for the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
That was a dance for my husband. That was a private event. No, listen.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, yo.
No, Cindy, let me finish. That was a private event. People do not. I don't have millions of followers and making millions by me dancing. And in that private event, that was for everybody who was invited there.
But so they got on YouTube, didn't it?
Wait, and let me tell you somewhere. Let me at least finish because I'm not going to interrupt y'all. Because what also too, as a choreographer and dancer, there's a difference between what I call dancing with choreography or when you are actually twerking on top of a Jeep at a gas station when your husband is a brand ambassador for Denver Broncos. There is a huge difference.
In her defense, I think that was choreographed. I think that was choreographed twerking. Just in her defense, I think that was choreographed twerking.
And that is twerking. That is twerking at a gas station on a Jeep.
No doubt.
So
that's just creative direction.
Since it was my question first, can I say something?
Yeah.
I just want to say, but that's her job. You don't see her walking around with her kids in those shorts. You don't see her walking around with her kids dressed in any other way than a normal 36-year-old woman.
That might make it worse, though, Shonda.
Her kids are not on the set watching her. Her kids are not sitting in the Jeep. Her kids ain't twerking side by side with her. That's her job.
Donnie Jackson said, TK, absolutely not. Let's see here. Yes, ma'am.
Donnie, be a little bit more specific. Absolutely not what?
She's an entertainer. Body matters. Body matters. Ryan said it's a Bronco, not a Jeep. Thank you, Ryan. All right. So Ryan, what are your thoughts?
And you're right, Ryan Massman. She should have just been twerking on a Bronco.
That's true. If she really wants to be on brand, that would, yeah.
Exactly. That would have been cute. Cindy, that really would have been cute. Okay, Ryan, what are your thoughts?
I just think all of you all have some truth and some merit and are correct in some way. Look, she is an entertainer. Clearly, that is an outfit that she's wearing. I was gonna say, Shonda, the fact that she's only doing that for the performance and it's not who she is. Some could criticize that and say that might be even a little bit worse. You're fronting and you're acting like somebody you're not to get sales for a lifestyle or a dancing style,
or paid to act in front.
She is getting paid, but like you said, little girls watching and so on and so forth. The young generation has a hard time with context, not understanding when she gets off that Bronco.
I'm not your child's role model. You need to straighten out what your child looks at.
I understand that argument, and as a school counselor, I've heard that forever. But I've advocated for the students and the kids who didn't have any parents, and we had to think about that and maybe say, just because we're not their parents doesn't mean that we don't have a responsibility to think about maybe collectively how this might play a role. I get it. I understand where she's coming from. She's hot. Now, my question is to you, what if that was a 36-year-old, what's that girl's name? Bad Baby? Is that her damn name? The one on Dr. Phil? The white girl on Dr. Phil, who's just a train wreck? Was that her name?
Which one?
I don't know. The one that said catch me outside.
But take your pick. Pick any 36-year-old entertainer that's not Sierra, who we're a fan of. If she's doing that, do you have the same attitude? Do you still feel the same type of way?
Oh, that's true. He's saying, what if it's Lizzo? If it was Lizzo up there, how would you guys feel about that?
Nah, don't do that, because don't do that. Because I'm saying not even that. That's a whole different.
So who are you saying? I'm trying to talk about what artists are you referring to?
A no-name artist, an artist that maybe.
I thought somebody said not about damn time. But
I don't know. I'm saying an artist that I'm saying not a mega star, not a superstar, not someone who we know off of set, has their stuff together. Someone who, just generally speaking, maybe lives that way or is not known as well, is doing that same thing. Do you have that same energy, or now you kind of have a double standard a little bit? Is what I'm saying. I'm a fan of Sierra too, but I do look at that and say, look, hold on, man, that's a look right there that maybe is where TK is coming from. Let me ask a question: is this quote appropriate? I think the appropriate goes out the window when she is getting paid and she is a performer. It's not about appropriate anymore. It's what she's getting paid to do. My question goes further than that. It's like, what is this really condoning? What is it facilitating as far as how we see women, how we see whoever? That's a different look. And in the entertainment industry, that is not really considered much, because it doesn't help you get paid. You kind of just got to put on and perform to get paid. But I think TK is looking at it from a different lens outside of entertainment. And that's where you're bringing in age and mom and so on. So, Shonda,
I have a quick question or a comment. Dang, I forgot it.
It's okay. And Cindy's the entertainer of the group. Yeah.
I think it depends on, so the song she's singing, she's they're directing the video to fit whatever song she's singing. If she's singing a love song, when she sung her other song, with some song she was dancing with the microphone, a sexy song or something, she wore lingerie. I believe she's dressing depending on the song that she's singing. But again, if she's I'm going back to the beach statement. Those shorts are no worse than a thong bathing suit. Should she not wear thong bathing suit at the beach? Are we going to criticize her then and all the other moms who wear thong bathing suits at the beach?
There's the context. No, but there's the context. At the beach bathing suit, a thong on a Jeep at a gas station. What are we?
That's a video. What should she do?
I get it. I
understand. Her hands?
No, I get it. I understand. I get it. I'm just saying. I think that's what they look at. I don't know. That's just me. Cindy.
Okay,
I don't care if she flipped off the Jeep and did a backflip in a muumuu. That's her business. I'm just saying the fact that I think it's because it's a big. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't, of course. Even if I had the shape, the size, the age, I wouldn't do it. But should she change everything she does now because she's 36 or 36-year-old mom, her husband's a brand ambassador?
Yes, it's called maturity.
I want Cindy to talk because we've been talking a lot.
She's not mature.
I did have one more thing though. I did have one caveat to that. So I want to just one more thing before we finish. But Cindy, go ahead. It's all you.
I am a 36-year-old woman.
Mm-hmm.
I have a range, and I'm a performer. I shoot music videos. I'm on stage all the time. If I choose to wear something that's appropriate for the song that I'm creating, which is a club banger, which is a specific setting, then if I'm going to be twerking at a gas station because that's the energy that this song brings, then that is a reflection of that. Now, if we're at an award show, like, is it the same as Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion?
I think that's inappropriate too, but go ahead.
That's what she's saying, I think.
That's another level of inappropriate behavior. But Ciara isn't hurting anybody by creating. She's always brought provocative, but also still she's consistent.
Right. Yeah.
She brings good music. She has active, strong energy, high energy videos. She produces good content. And she's a young, fit, sexy woman.
Mm-hmm.
Just because she's somebody's mom doesn't mean that Beyonce is somebody's mom. She's right now sitting on a glass horse with her boobs out.
We can talk about that too.
Right. We can talk about that too. Not saying what's appropriate or not.
And she looks grown.
But
she does look elegant.
I think as mothers and wives, we're all, and I'm not talking about age appropriate, but I think we always lose ourselves in our marriages and in our children because we're trying to make everybody else happy. If that's what makes you sleep and rest that stuff at night, girl, put on your shorts and do what you got to do. Then go be your mama, then go be your wife. When it's time to represent her husband, she does that. He ain't got no problem with it. But when it's time for them to go to awards and shows and represent, she has on her gown. She has on her she has to do. She's representing her husband. She was Ciara before she met him. So she continued to be Ciara. And I love that he allows her to still be in her creative space. And she knows when to turn it on and turn it off.
With that being said,
I'm not putting on a moo-moo.
Does it change anything if the Broncos franchise organization had a problem with it?
Oh, then they would have to, her and her husband have to, sit down.
They have to deal with that, but that doesn't seem to be the case right now.
Yeah. We don't know that.
Was she wearing any Broncos paraphernalia, or are you just making the reach because she's married to the guy?
Right. You're married to him. But Kim Kardashian dated Reggie Bush. Mm-hmm. The Saints had no problem with Kim Kardashian.
No, they won't have any problem with any wife does unless they have a direct reflection of the organization. That's not even going to happen. Yeah, no.
Correct.
He signed the contract, not her. He has a moral contract and moral clause.
Correct.
She doesn't.
Can I just get two things in?
Sure. No, of course.
So, two things. One is, I think when you talk about aging and aging out, as far as now the first one kind of withered away. The second one is right there on my mind. I was going to say it a second ago. So I'll say the second one. Okay, this is what I was going to say. I think first of all, the first thing I was going to say was, sorry, back to school today. I think there's this something's going on, and it maybe always has been, but it seems to really be really prevalent right now in society with entertainment. There seems to be this huge disconnect for young folks, teenagers, kids growing up. This huge disconnect between what entertainment is and what true goals, life goals should be. And I know that that's us, and it's our job to find that out. But I just hate that because we're flashing cash and jewelry and whether this the entertainers, hip hop, whatever it is, as part of their lifestyle or maybe show or entertainment. Mm-hmm. And then you have Ciara's doing what they're doing on that other end. A lot of the kids, they see that as, well, that's the goal and that's what I'm going to be. And so I think that's a big challenge we always have to deal with as far as this. Well, that's just for show. That's just a performance. Whereas no, that's reality. It's like, it's not, that's rented, that's not theirs. That's borrowed. That's an outfit. That's a costume. It's not how I really am, but they don't know that. So I think that's one big challenge. And the other one was going to be, I was going to say that here's my ask of entertainers, or when we talk about age, we talk about weight, we talk about appropriate, whatever it is that you're putting out there. My ask is this. I'll support you in dancing or wearing whatever you want to do in the way you want to do it in that sense from an entertainment standpoint. But here's the catch. Once you put it out there and you make it public, you need to be open to and ready to deal with and actually welcome the criticism. Because just like you have a right to go dance and wear that, we have a right to say, hey, listen, you look like this, you remind me of that. And really that looks like an I have this opinion. Like you are subject to whatever you get, praise and criticism. We shouldn't be where anybody should do whatever anybody should be able to do whatever they want, and nobody should be allowed to say anything bad about them or criticize them or say, hey, as a 36-year-old mother, maybe pull whatever TK is saying. I think people should understand. Sierra, go ahead on, wear that till you're 45, but don't get upset when I talk about you for wearing that when you're 45 or whatever else it may be. And that's anybody else too. So I think that there's this, entertainers need to be, and I think most of them are, they understand it comes with the territory. But we also need to have an attitude where you put yourself out there, you get what you get for it in a positive way, but you also subjecting yourself to some conversation and criticism. And I think that's only fair. And
that's why I picked this topic.
The last thing that I'll say, and my mom, I don't know if she's watching this show with tech. She's kind of slow afterwards. She watches the clips and one like that. But the last thing I'll say is, and it's weird, I'm a guy and I'm the one saying this, and she planted the seed. You also have to think about the image, particularly for females, that even though Sierra is, I think, a really strong, confident, respectable woman, when that's the image that she's portraying, and even in that 3 clip, that moment, we have to think about what that does, multiply it by 4,500 with all the other women in the videos doing that. Out of context, that does not portray well for who women are, how we should look at them, the attitudes we should have. So I'm just throwing that out there. As a man, you can't have it both ways, and men can't have it both ways either. You can't be disrespectful and want respect, and you can't disrespect yourself and want to be respected. So you got it. There's a fine line with that too.
And Ryan, speaking of that,
Sister Soldier. She never said
she won't say it.
She never said I'm an advocate for women. Sierra's making money for herself and her brand.
That's fine, but if
you're her on what she does, because
she will, though.
They look at me the wrong way.
But she will, Shonda. As a woman, she gonna get judged for being a woman. As a man, I'm gonna get judged for being a man.
She literally has a song, guys. She literally has a song called "If I Were a Boy." That's great. She understands the double standard.
That's good. But young girls don't care about that song or that standard. They see her on the top of the G.
I want to jump in, Ryan, because let's flip it. We're talking about older women acting a certain way, meaning younger. But what about, I'm going to show you guys another picture here. What about, let's see here. What about all of our high school students dressing like this for prom? See, when I said age appropriation, it wasn't about older being
young as well.
What about our high school students who are 16, 17, 18 years old, 18 technically, yes, you're an adult, but going to the prom like this? Is this appropriate, Shonda? How do you feel about this? And how the high school girls are dressing now?
I don't have to speak on the connection between the two, do I?
Whatever you want, but I'm going to pass it to Shonda right quick.
No, I don't think it's appropriate.
So what's the difference?
She's a child.
Life experience. Oh,
she's a child. Sierra's a grown ass woman. God, I'm cussed on the show. Sierra's grown.
That's what I want. I want this. I wanted this, guys. I wanted this. Okay.
TK trolling y'all.
I'm trolling. I mean, I do this on purpose.
She's a child. That's a major difference. She's a child. Sierra's an adult.
She 18.
That's the difference to me.
She 18 and she's been watching Sierra videos for 5 years. What's the problem?
No, she has been watching her mom about that. She ain't got nothing to do with that. That's her home training. That's her money. I'm gonna make nothing to do with that.
Did she make that? Ain't that homemade?
Well, now child in this house walk out of there like that because they never seen their mama do it. And if they watch Sierra, my kids watch all type of videos and rappers. That doesn't mean, oh my God, I need to be like them. No,
that's your kids.
What their mother and what their father does in this house.
Because they got you, Shonda. But in general,
that's what I'm saying about my kids.
Most houses don't have a Shonda in them.
But that teenager in that dress, somebody somebody bought her that dress who's an adult over her life.
Mama.
So that's inappropriate. That as a child inappropriate.
Y'all, how are we as a
Sierra
society?
booty dancing ain't gonna stop them kids from dressing like that.
That's what I'm saying.
But
we got
influenced by Chloe
girls
Bailey more than Sierra, you guys. That's more of an influence of Chloe Bailey than Sierra.
Whoever you want to pick, it's influence. How we as a society don't get mad when girls want to wear this to prom when they've been watching this shit for 20 years.
Well, Chloe Bailey is 19. She's young. She's 21 or whatever age she is. She's a young entertainer.
Okay, go ahead, Cindy.
She's inspired by. She's not inspired by Sierra.
You're saying
her mom,
inspired by the Chloe girl you're talking about?
Her big sister might be inspired by Sierra.
You're saying the prom dress girl was inspired by the Chloe girl you're talking about, not Sierra?
Right. Yeah.
Who was Chloe girl inspired by?
Beyonce.
Back to where we started.
Okay, how about this? And I think this would be a good point. It's like Ryan and I understand, and then I also respect all viewpoints. Do the celebrities have a responsibility of how they portray themselves in the public eye?
Zero.
Shonda, you answered this question already.
They have zero. I mean, technically zero. Now, morally, ethically, as a human being, it's on them. Same with Cindy. Cindy's an entertainer. She has dignity, pride. She's going to do what is in line with who she is. She's going to present and be, on a show like that. Does she have what did you call it? Does she have a obligation or responsibility by who? From who? No, she's grown. She has a contract.
No, I went my route because I get cold. I can't be out there. My body temperature doesn't quite regulate.
You know what I mean, though?
Trina Davis says Beyonce gets praised for the same thing everyone drags Sierra.
That isn't quite true. Beyonce gets dragged too. She does.
They say she the devil. So
she gets feedback. Okay. Beyonce gets feedback. Sierra gets feedback and Beyonce gets feedback. All the women get feedback.
And I think it goes back to what Ryan was saying. I think at some point, and how about this? I'm going to sum it up for everybody. And there's a saying, here's TK's motivational moment. No matter what you do in life, you're not going to please everybody. So make your damn self happy. And I said what I said. So guys,
that was the main thing I said in the beginning.
I said, I'm going to back you up, Shonda. Guys, I did that just to pick at you. I believe, I'm a dancer. I love Sierra. Sierra, do your damn thing. I just did that to cause a debate. Y'all ain't learned from me.
So hold on. So the story you told in your own defense. Shonda, hold on one second. Shonda, hold on one second. So the story you told in your own defense, which we all know is on the internet.
Oh, man.
Was just to back up your argument?
Guess who put it on the internet, though?
That was TK always put it on the internet.
No, I did not. Shonda recorded my routine and it went viral. Shonda, did it not? Did you not record that and it went viral?
But I ain't put it on YouTube.
Yes, you did.
I did.
Yes.
I don't remember that. I remember putting it on Facebook.
But I'll be honest with you, Cindy. I just had to make up an answer because you put me on the spot. I believe.
Like, come on, TK, we're not doing this. I was there.
Cindy, not tonight. Cindy,
I told him with this cue the smoke machine.
Guys, I do this just to cause a great conversation. And let me tell you about Cindy. We even have our own private chat. I posted the Sierra video. I'm like, guys, this is what I'm going to post. Be ready to talk about it. But don't tell me now. No, here goes Cindy. Work it, Sierra.
Right off, quick. Sorry,
I'm 36, baby. I'm living my best life, okay? In my little play school outfit.
And speaking of that, it's time for her to do her spotlight. Cindy's
spotlight. My voice is a little tired. I've been singing all week. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Talk Miami with your girl, Cindy Winters. I missed y'all last week. And honestly, I was traveling and packing and moving, and I was mentally drained. So let's just deal with that. Okay. We said it, we put it away. This week is a really special week because Butterfly Black just released a new single out on every streaming platform. Thank you, Ryan. Out on every streaming platform, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, iTunes, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can also listen to Butterfly Black. Let's take a look at a little clip of our music video.
Oh, we want more. We want more.
I just want to say you were showing too much skin is not appropriate.
Oh, relax. I want more. Play the red.
Girl, that was cute. Sexy. I love it, sis.
Listen, and Ryan, we had a chance to listen to it first in our car on our way to Wynwood. She played it, and it was just a whole vibe in a car ride, just us in the city.
It's good music, Cindy, man. I really like that.
I love it. And now that you put a video with it, it makes it that much better. I love it. I loved it the first time I heard it. Now I really love it.
Thank you.
Let's show Cindy some love. Send her some hearts if you really loved it. Cindy, we're gonna show you some love. We got you.
Yes. Thank you. So we've done our 4th show so far. We got one more show in DC, and we're at Songbird. So if you've got family in DC, our Talk Miami friends, let them know about our show. I'll put a flyer up on the Talk Miami chat on Facebook and on Instagram, so y'all can check us out.
Awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you, Cindy. That was awesome.
Yes.
Yes. One more time. Wait, I can sing Shonda.
It's in your range, TK.
No, babe. Okay.
No, let it go. Okay. Speaking of letting it go, we're gonna head over to the corner, everybody. It's time for us to take a ride over to Shonda's Community Corner. Shonda
Community Corner.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. Thank you, everyone. So today I am talking about there's a back to school. Lord, I've got the whole paper. There's a back to school event. August 27th, 11 o'clock in the morning. It is free at Miami-Dade College Hialeah Campus, 1780 West 49th Street, Hialeah, Florida, 33012. And the contact person for that is Miss Judy. Her phone number is 305-237-8733, 305-237-8733. It's a day of fun for families, moms, parents. Everybody come out and bring the family. That's August 27th, 11 a.m. The cost is free. Then also we have Citrus Network is still looking for people to become foster parents. If you would like to become a foster parent, please contact 1-855-786-5437, and their social media is at Citrus FN, CITRUS, F as in Frank, and as in Nary. Nancy. For our podcast listeners, it is CITRUS, as in Sam, F as in Frank, and as in Nancy. The phone number again is 1-855-786-5437. They really need people to step up and help with these wonderful children. Become a foster parent, willing to be a foster parent of a group of siblings in your home. Please do so. There are a lot of kids that are displaced and need a loving home. Also, we are going to talk about again our I Am Victorious Survivors Ball. We are 40 days away. I believe it's 40 days. So if you would like to purchase your tickets, you can do so at paying the number 2 purpose76.org. Why does this thing keep popping up? Pain, the number 2, purpose76.org. And our tickets are $75. It is a very formal event. Put on your tuxedo and your gown and come and let's support these men who are survivors of domestic violence. They'll be sharing their stories. We have a keynote speaker, Brother Lyle Muhammad of Circle of Brotherhood. We also have our Master of Ceremony, Mr. Professor Ryan David, and also our other Master of Ceremony, University of Miami college student athlete, Mr. Elijah Roberts. So I'm hoping we can get a lot of young men in the room, and let them know it's okay to share what you're going through. And let's just support this event. Thank you so much. That is Shonda's community.
Thank you, Shonda. Cindy, we are getting a lot of requests. They want to know how they can get the song. Bring it back one more time. Promote it. 30 seconds. Go.
If you guys are interested in checking out my song Butterfly by my group Butterfly Black, you can go to all streaming platforms, type in Butterfly Black and Reaction. And here's another clip. Boom.
Let's do it.
Ben, man. One time for Ben.
Listen, come on,
Ben. I need the whole song, Sin. Let me go find this.
Listen, I'm gonna go. Listen, I'm getting dressed to that in the morning. Okay, yes. Thank you, Cindy, Shonda. Thank you for your community corner. Let's jump into topic number 2, and this is actually going to go around the room. And audience, I want to hear your answers. So I thought about this, and it comes down to deal breakers. Everyone has that breaking point. But there's 3 different categories. What is a breaking point if you're dating someone? Like, for example, if you go out on a date and if they do something, that is it. They're never hearing from you ever again. What is that breaking point? And if you're in a relationship, what would it take for someone to really be a deal breaker that you call it quits? And even we have best friends. We have friends. And we have people who've had 20 and 30-year friendships, but it will end because of something. So I would love to hear from you, audience. Let me know what are your deal breakers. Who wants to go first? Shonda's looking like Mama Joyce out here, so Ryan, I'm gonna go to you first. What is a deal breaker specifically?
I want to go first.
Shonda goes first.
Okay, Shonda goes first. Okay. I'm gonna give you guys out of those 3 categories which one. So Shonda, what I'm gonna give you is because of friends. What will be a deal breaker with the friend that you would never talk to that person again?
Oh,
not being a friend.
I was gonna say not being a friend because I've been in friendships where I've done the most in the friendship and I had to break it off. So I would say me being the one that's always reaching out, the one that's always checking on, the one that's always making sure you're good, the one that's always being there and going to things that you need me to go to. And if I'm giving 90 and you're giving 10, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? And you better not try to talk to my man, honey, because that is a or my children, because sometimes people forget my child is a child sometimes.
Audience, we want to hear from you. What are your deal breakers when it comes to your friendships, relationships, or even just a date if you're on a date? Cindy, what about a relationship or a date? What is a breaking point for you?
Dishonesty.
Call a relationship over. It's over.
Dishonesty, bad communication. Because I feel like if it's a bad communication, there feels like a lack of respect for the other person. And if there's a lack of communication, there's a lack of respect.
And has that ever happened before?
For sure. For sure. And it's either a lack of communication for the other person, or it's a lack of communication about yourself.
Lack of respect.
A lack of respect, thank you, for yourself. There's to create the disconnect. So yes, that dishonesty and non-transparency, and I've had my experience with that in my own life, and it breaks you in different ways. When you have that in your relationship, when you invite it into your home, into your private space, and you are disrespected, or you are miscommunicated to, or you are dishonored, then it creates a disconnect between you and maybe the rest of the world that you live in. Because you start questioning yourself.
Are you saying if they just dishonest, if they lie one time, that's it? Or would you try to work it out? Or you're saying that is it? That's my deal breaker.
The lie, you could be one little lie that you're like, I'm going to be late. I'm going to be 5 minutes late. And then you're an hour late. That's annoying. But if it's like, I did pay the rent and we had met it in 8 months. And
we got
the landlord sends you an eviction notice or a court summons, and you ask, hey, if we're behind in rent. No, we're not. We're not behind in rent. What do you mean?
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So I would take heed about anybody who tells you a lie, even to save their own behind.
Even the white ones.
Yeah, even them little white ones, because whites lie.
I think
Ryan.
Say that, right?
Wait, I just caught what you said.
I thought you meant to say it, right? Sydney, just like that.
That hit me a little late, but I just
wait. Look at her face. I just want y'all to pay attention to Cindy's face throughout this entire show.
It did not hit me until Ryan said, wait, what?
That's how she meant to say it. It's true, but that is how she meant to say it.
Okay. So, Ryan, what is a deal breaker for you? Like, say if you were on a date, if a girl did this, she would never hear from you again.
Well, first of all, whites definitely lie. So
I'm gonna use that. That
I want to confirm that. That's for sure. Aside from that, Cindy kind of hit it on the head. She took it from me. I think that honesty for me, it's kind of, I think that's just understood. I think first of all, and I think you have to look at the pattern of how, if it was a heat of the moment thing, they freaked out. They didn't know what to say. They kind of, I said that, but all right, maybe, but I think it's a pattern of dishonesty. And if you have like a tendency, I think that's obviously a no brainer. But I think the communication one was what I was going to say and what I was going to start with. For me, to answer your question specifically, TK, I think that for me, communication is a broad topic, but for me, it's about two things. One, are you willing to put forth communication and then and prioritize communication? And then two, are you willing to, and do you want to get better if you struggle, or just get better in general and connect? Because like, I can deal with you if you have poor communication skills, if you do and you want to get better, but I cannot deal with you, and I will not tolerate, and I will not stay in a relationship or continue to see somebody who does not have good communication skills. When it's brought to your attention, you feel some type of way about it, get an attitude with me, and now you want to shut things down because I'm trying to point out how there's a disconnect and we need to be able to reach each other. You're gone. That's it. It's just not ever going to happen. So it's not just you need to have communication skills. You need to at least have something that you're dealing with, that you're starting with, but you have to have the effort and the intention, and you got to want to grow. So that's just the communication. Like on a date, TK, to answer your question, like if somebody doesn't have communication as a priority, or they're very, very, I don't know, disconnected, and they're not a very good listener, and they're not really self-aware in terms of what they're saying or whatever, like that disconnect and that lack of presence is a non-starter for me. Communication, you got to have some skills, and more importantly, you got to have the desire to want to improve those skills. But even a step further than that, for me, what it is I think whoever I'm dating, whoever I'm in a relationship with, or deal breakers for me are, people that don't want to grow or get better at all. Like they either feel like they're fine, they're comfortable, or they feel some type of way about the idea of changing and improving. Not because I say so, just because that's where they are as a human. They want to get better. They want to strive to get, like, I'm drawn towards people who want to improve, who want to develop, who want to, you know, adapt and sort of. So if you're comfy and you are who you are and you're stuck in your ways and you don't want to change, don't want to grow, you think you're good, and eventually you're going to clash with me because I'm always trying to improve myself and I'm going to try to keep elevating, and you're where you are. So not just communication, do you need to have some skills and want to get better and want to improve them and want to connect as much as we can. Generally speaking, you got to want to be able to grow, and because we can all grow. I teach personal growth and development for over a decade, and I still got room to grow and expand. So it's a never-ending process, and if you don't have that in you, we're not going to click too well.
Similar to when I was trying to explain and communicate that Disney World consists of 4 parks.
Oh, geez.
And then cotton was included in those 4 parks.
And what was the misunderstanding was that when down here, at least in Miami, when we say we're going to Disney, we're going to Disneyland, we're going to the Magic Kingdom. Nobody say they're going to Disney and they go to Epcot.
Actually not.
That's really for me where I was coming from.
But I do agree with him on that.
It's not a regional thing. That just might have been a misunderstanding from your perspective.
100%.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Shonda. What was your comment?
I'll take that because of the day you're having.
I don't think I want to get in it.
No, I need you to diffuse it. Shonda, what was your comment?
No diffusing.
I kind of agree with Ryan when I say Disney. I mean Magic Kingdom, but I'm not saying you wrong, Cindy. I'm just saying
she's not wrong, and that's all I was thinking. But
they're
you're right.
Right.
There's no Disney World theme park.
They're both right.
You're right.
They're both right.
But when I say I'm going to Disney, I mean I'm going to Magic Kingdom.
When I say I'm going to Disney World, I say I'm going to Disney World.
What in the world?
So where you going?
I'm going to Disney World.
All of them?
Entire proproperties. All the properties.
All them parks. All right, I'm a one park. My budget ain't my way. My money's set up. I can't go to all of the whole world. Just one of them. That's me.
The whole world.
Just
the way my savings account is set up. Listen. All right.
You know that I got the perks. So
yes.
First of all, you're a Disney princess. You probably get in free. Just take us with you.
Yeah, I will. You guys, speaking of which, November, Disney Princess the concert is coming. Tickets are on sale at the Adrian Arts Center. Make sure you go
kicking it off with my birthday. My birthday month is dedicated to me. Thank you.
Yes,
you're kicking it off after.
Send them tickets
after your birthday.
Send that discount code.
If there is a discount code, I will be sure to send it.
Group chat.
Well, I wanted to share with you guys my 3 things. Dating, of course, this was prior to Pharaoh. I had a guy who sat down across from me at a table, and he could not look me into my eyes during the conversation. And I knew after that he was not getting another date whatsoever, because I feel like you hiding something that you can't even look at me. So that was a no. That was like a deal breaker for me. He never got.
Was he on the spectrum though, TK? Was he legit?
That was my first question. And where was he looking?
True. Like what's going on?
Like you just looking appropriately. What message were you sending?
He had too much skin on. He felt like he shouldn't look at her.
I can't stand all 3 of y'all right now. I cannot stand all 3 of you.
Looking in the wrong place. What were you wearing? Were you showing too much cleavage?
I was wearing those Daisy boots. You're not saying an example
me neither.
You weren't wearing no turtleneck.
Bet Sierra, I'm not looking her in the eye. I mean, that's just
was it age appropriate? Was it age appropriate?
Yeah, you know what, you guys, and I hope you guys understand this conversation is going to continue after this. And for a relationship, it will be put your hands on me. I swear, the moment that you hit me will be the last time you will probably ever see me again.
Yeah, that's a no.
That's a no.
Absolutely.
And then for a friendship, I literally would say, stab me in my back. Like if you deceive me, you don't have to worry about talking to me ever again. When I tell you I'm the queen to cut you off, I will cut you off and act like you don't exist. Try me. Sorry. Hey, y'all, it's time.
You better have
something. Real quick, you reminded me real quick of something, TK, because you said you put your hands on me. That's for sure. But you reminded me of one when you all were talking. I was thinking about somebody who can't regulate and control their emotions is also a big turn off and a deal breaker. And so on that note, I want to say, if you're emotionally abusive or psychologically abusive, like you don't just got to put your hands on somebody. If you are toxic in that way, you're gone.
Yeah.
It's over. It's not
I was
happen.
thinking the same thing. I was like, but the mental abuse,
Yeah.
Come on now.
abuse comes before somebody hits you.
For sure. And you got to recognize it. And it's hard, especially when you're younger. Y'all don't realize, young folks out there, you might even be in a situation where they're not putting their hands on you, but you're being abused and you're kind of dismissing it. And it's being dismissed as just kind of toxic or the way they are. But that's a problem. That's got to be a deal breaker for y'all too, I think.
So that's why I was so surprised I didn't hear that from anybody. I was like,
you asked about friends. You gave
I said all three.
Question.
But you're right. You're right. You're right, Shonda. I did specifically ask you about friends.
And there's so many deal breakers. It's hard to like pinpoint exactly or at least all of them. There's a lot.
Because I had a whole list for relationship, honey.
Okay, run it down. Tell me your three in like
no,
1,
okay.
2, 3.
Do it.
Like how I did it. Go ahead, Shonda.
That's what it was. That was definitely trust, dishonesty, and definitely abuse of any form.
Any form.
And I can't stand a liar. Ooh. I can't stand a liar.
Absolutely.
So that's lying, dishonest, same thing, but dishonesty, trust, and abuse of any form, shape, or fashion.
There you go. You yell at me wrong.
I'm like, what? Oh, we ain't doing that.
Exactly. Well, guys, we had some great conversations tonight. I love getting things started. And so with that, we're going to end the show with some real talk with Ryan David, the man himself, the Ryan David. Ryan, what do you have for us to close the night? Let's do it.
All right. Thank you, TK. Real talk tonight. I want to talk about something I was writing about recently, self-compassion. And it's it's kind of a buzzword with a lot of people talking about self-compassion and being compassionate with yourself. And this is for a lot of people who are really hard on themselves. They're really hard on themselves in terms of how they talk about themselves. And I'll make it brief. I'll maybe put out a little bit more on one of my own podcasts or on a YouTube video that I do later on. But I want to ask a different question. I don't want to ask, are you too hard on yourself? What I want to ask y'all is, especially you guys who struggle with this self-compassion concept, this topic here, I want to ask you, are you too soft on yourself? And what I mean by that is, hear me out. When we're too hard on ourselves, what we have self-talk that is really, I call bully beliefs. We have we have our own voice putting us down, and it's really talking to us in ways that are really abusive and really harsh and really hard to handle. And so that's when we're being, quote, hard on ourselves. My question is, are you too soft on yourself? And what I'm talking about is, are you too soft when it comes to sticking up for yourself against yourself? So we don't think about how it's got to be you that stands up to that voice, which is your voice. You've got to be the one to say, hold on, sit your ass down for a second. We're not going to talk to us like that. You've got to be the one that has a little bit of oomph that stands up and puts your foot down and says, I'm not going to speak to me like that. Now, this sounds like existential right now where it's me and us. It's you. Those bully beliefs are coming from, they're your voice. It's you. They're your words. You know, those voices we say, voices in our heads, how we talk to ourselves. And it's all you. All the thoughts, the voices, they're all you. I mean, unless we're talking about schizophrenia, some sort of diagnosable disorder where you're having a hallucination, but our thoughts are our voice. And if your thoughts are abusive, if they're really harsh and negative, well, you've got to, by golly, stand up, put your foot down, and you've got to develop some strength about yourself and kind of stand up for yourself and be the other voice that sits that voice down and says, hold on, we're not going to talk like that. And this does two things. One, it puts in check that irrational voice, like, whoa, wait a second, maybe that's not who's going to run shit around here. But then secondly, what it does is it also allows you to practice assertiveness. And you don't just need assertiveness with yourself. You need it with other people, but you got to start with yourself. How are you ever going to assert yourself in communicating to someone else, standing up for yourself, putting your foot down in the world, if you can't even stop yourself from bashing yourself? So my question is, are you too soft on yourself? Are you really not really sticking up for yourself, putting your foot down? I know it's a play on words there, but it was a thought that I had. I thought we always talk about self-compassion, being gentle and, not being too harsh on ourselves. And that sounds good in theory, but that voice, that irrational voice, it doesn't care. And somebody's got to stick up for you and stick up to that voice. And if it's not you, who's it going to be? So think about maybe putting your foot down and saying, hold on, man, we're not going to talk that way. When you do recognize the harsh voice, the irrational language, and the way you talk to yourself, say, I got to be the one to say, nah, it's not going to happen. We're not going to tolerate that. And just on the way out, as a rule of thumb, just think about how you talk to yourself. Think about whether or not you would tolerate anybody else talking to you that way, because we tolerate and we put up with talking to ourselves in ways we would never stand for someone else saying to our face. But you're no different. And even worse, what you say to yourself matters a lot more than what other people say to you. You might not think that because you're socially kind of worried about what people are going to, how you're talking to yourself, guys, is really most important. So if you're talking to yourself in a harsh way and you're having a hard time, and the self-compassion is recognize where you're being hard on yourself, that's the first step. But the second step is, man, put your foot down, stand up to you and say, we're going to talk about into ourselves like this in a better way. So real talk, think about your self-compassion. Are you standing up for yourself? Are you too soft? Are you too soft on yourself?
Shonda, why is he talking about me?
Did you see me looking at you on the camera, honey? You can't cry. Don't cry,
Ryan, we just had this conversation. And then if Nicole Moody, my best friend, is listening, she had this same conversation. Her and Shonda got on me. I get criticized, Ryan, for being too nice. I do have a feisty side, but I worry about hurting other people's feelings, knowing I need to check them. But I don't.
So she takes the sucker punch herself. No, ma'am. No,
yeah,
ma'am.
And then you get resentment towards them because you're burying it. So you resent them afterwards anyway, right. But you won't show that. So you got to practice it.
Also can get deflected into other people.
Other people.
Right. Whew. The same way you are hard on yourself because you're determined when you want to do something, you make sure TK does this. You are very hard on yourself, but you let other people run over you. That's the problem. And that's not just you. It's a lot of people. There's people that is in the world. Like even when I talk to survivors, we will beat ourselves up for something we should do, not do. But then somebody else could talk to us like we ain't nothing. Could treat us with disrespect. Huh?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, sorry to cut you off. I was saying in psychology, we talk about one of the traits, big 5 factor, it's a trait, agreeableness, and women tend to be more agreeable than men, but by no means are we. It's not very different, just a little bit. But anybody can be high in agreeableness. When you're high in agreeableness, you look to please others before yourself. It's just a tendency. Some people are higher, but it will backfire. You think, well, that's a great trait. You care for everybody else first, yeah, until it's time for you to say no, and then you can't or you don't, and then you hate everybody and yourself because you didn't. Can't do that.
And I think what happens with me, Farrell is even trying to teach me. He's like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. But I think what you guys are saying, I hold all those emotions in. So one day when it does snap, it comes off angry.
Correct. It's boiled up. Now you're not really thinking rationally about how to do it. It's just pure emotion.
Look at her. I see you looking at me, Shonda.
As soon as he started talking, I was all in the camera. I said,
I'm gonna work on it.
No, you're not.
No, you have to. You have to a little bit.
And she even checked on me, Ryan. Like, did you do what I told you to do?
I sure did.
A friend right there.
And I was like, no, not yet. I'm trying to build up enough nerve.
And even in that, you still did not do it. You just ignored it.
I did.
No, because it's gonna come back up. It's gonna come back up.
Start small.
There's also ways to sort of get some vocabulary around how you represent yourself as well, right?
Okay.
So I had to do that. Like I had to take a course and get some coaching around how to approach a conversation with a particular person, depending on the dynamic of our relationship, understanding the
emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Keywords and what they represent.
Keywords and what they represent. Like what my words and what my intention is completely irrelevant than what language I need to use to be effective.
Correct.
Because I understand the psychology of the person I'm dealing with.
Phenomenal.
It's exactly the same thing we've talked about you have to, at no point have you asked a question about how I feel. So you have to go into the psychology of that person and then sort of navigate to the way that it's effective to them. So I understand, and advocating for yourself is the hardest thing. And, growing up with, not having to practice that.
Right.
With siblings and stuff, it's difficult.
Same. Only child here.
Yeah. It's difficult.
Getting my way.
a lot of people who are only children deal with this because they haven't had to say, shut up, stupid.
Yeah. I didn't have anybody to talk to but my dolls.
You know what I mean?
But the point, Cindy, is they can't even say that to themselves when they're saying stupid stuff to themselves. They can't say shut up, stupid to even the irrational.
Right, because there's nowhere to bounce stuff off of. Or like if the sibling calls you stupid, like, no, I'm not, you stupid. So there's you sort of internalize that and then you become hard on yourself. And because I'm the youngest, I be learning from everybody's mistakes. I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Not gonna do me like that. And I started doing this sort of self-reflection thing that Ryan is talking about, where you go, oh my God, you get so down on yourself. And then you go, but if I'm down on myself, how am I going to get out of the situation healthfully?
Right.
How am I going to feel good about getting out of the situation? I can't have anxiety about my conflict.
Then you can't solve it. You got to solve it. You can't do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And trust me, I am there with you today.
Yeah.
It's ongoing. It's ongoing. Yeah, it's ongoing. Cindy, you've done well, obviously, because you can even talk about it, elaborate, explain it very well. So, but it's a work in progress. Always, always, always has to constantly be a thing because we're human. We're caring. We're giving most of the time. You'll fall back into that. You have to practice it always. TK, start small and just keep practicing it.
Okay, I'm gonna work with you. You're gonna help me through this, Ryan.
Shonda sounds like a good accountability coach. She sounds like she's doing pretty good already.
You know?
Okay, well.
She stayed on both her end, and I had both of them. I had Ponga and Shonda both screaming at me. Well, not screaming, but talking at me.
That's right, Moody. Let's stick around, Moody.
But thank you, guys, so much. It was a great show tonight. Cindy, take us home. Tell everyone how they can follow us on social media.
You know what it is. Talk Miami Talk Show every Monday night here on YouTube and Facebook Live. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter on Talk Miami Talk Show. And you can always listen to us wherever you get your podcasts at Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to your streaming material stuff. Streaming shows. That's what I would say. Talk Miami Talk Show is the name of the show. We are your co-hosts. We are excited to always be here for you, even if you see us going back like this, having discussions and y'all chiming in, and it's all good. Energy's up.
Because it's real people having real conversations. There's no fakeness to this. That's why we love you guys. Catch us next week, same time, same platform. We will be here. Cindy, I don't even want to use our intro. I want you to play your song again. Take us out with your new video. Absolutely.
I have a question. What's it? What's the it that you want?
Energy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She was quick with that answer.
Energy. Okay, then. I want some energy too. See y'all later.
See y'all later. Bye, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, same platform. Give me one.